Today is day 8 of 28 days on the Ascent. Hello everybody, Joyce here with the Traveling Gamblers, and I am here with John. Hello John.
Hello Joyce.
And actually I'm here with a bunch of other people because John and I are doing our recording today in Cafe El Baccio. Today is a little bit different than the other videos that we've done. So typically we do our video at the end of the day of that day, and we didn't do it last night because we were in the casino until about 12:30 in the morning, and by the time we finished we still hadn't eaten dinner.
Yes, oh boy.
And we went back to the cabin and we ordered room service for dinner, and we were both just exhausted. So we decided that we were going to do day 8 this morning, and then we'll do day 9, which is actually what today is, tonight.
I think we'll show them why we stayed in the casino so late last night.
Yes, so we had a great night.
Yes,
and when a machine is hot, or machines are hot, you stay. So we ended up playing our free play. John and I each get $2,500 in free play. And we turned that into almost 5,000. John did way better than I did in his return. I ended up getting, actually mine wasn't too bad. I ended up getting some things. So I ended up with like 2,200 out of 2,500, and John had like 27 and change. So we had like 49 and change. And we debated on what to do. We lost some money last week, so we're always trying to recover what we've lost, and of course not lose any of our own money.
And I said, let's leave with it, but I'm glad I listened to Joyce.
So I said, I have a feeling and I think we should stay. So we did. We ended up staying, and we ended up with 3 jackpots. And I think we have either a photo or a little video clip of each one. I'm not sure. I can't remember. And if we do, I'll put that in. But here's the ticket that we ended up cashing out and leaving for the night with. So we ended up winning $8,000.08. I thought it was pretty cool that the ticket was 8 with 4 zeros and then an 8.
Yes.
At
That was
the end.
A great night.
And then that's it for us for the casino for this trip. So for this cruise, for this week.
Yes.
So we won't be going back into the casino at all this week, this cruise, and we will go back in on next Sunday on free play day again.
We'll be playing some games with some friends.
Yeah. So you'll see what we're doing the rest of the week.
Right.
So just to avoid the confusion, because it can be confusing. So today is actually day 9, but we're recording the morning of day 9 for day 8's activities, what we did. And day 8 was turnaround day. So we have lots and lots of information for you on what happens on a back-to-back.
And before we do that, I want to do the results.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll do the question of the day.
Okay. So the question was, do you pre-purchase anything prior to your cruise? And A was drink package. 3% said that, but a lot of people said that the combination of all of them, so that's included in the combination. I'll wait till you see the results of the combination. 3% said Wi-Fi. No, so this is Wi-Fi alone, the drink package alone, 3%. 4% was specialty dining. 86% did multiple pre-purchases. Yes.
That's a lot.
Yes. And 4% did none of the above. They all did their own thing.
And I'm with you guys. I mean, the 86% that purchase multiple things, because it just makes sense. It's discounted, and they only offer so many discounted packages. So it makes sense. If you're going to buy it anyway, then buy it before the cruise. It's much smarter. You can always, if for some reason you weren't able to go on your cruise, you can always cancel that and get your money back.
And before we do the question of the day today, was a shout out. It was Tammy and Kristen
Yes.
Yes.
So a very nice lady came over to us and she said, "My name is Tammy, and I just want you to know that my sister is a super fan. And when she found out that I was coming on the Ascent, she said, 'Oh my gosh, I have to tell you that the Traveling Gamblers are on there, and they're on there for 28 days. Can you please, if you see them, say hi or whatever?'" So Tammy did find us, Kristen, and thank you so much for being a super fan. We really
Yes,
appreciate it.
we
Her
do.
words, not ours.
Yes, right.
So we appreciate you, Kristen. Keep watching, and if you haven't hit subscribe, do that.
Okay.
And thumbs up.
So,
And then,
question
so
of
to
the
the
day.
question of the day for today, for day 8.
Yes. Are you currently booked on a cruise?
And your choices are yes, within the next 3 months is A. Yes, within the next 6 months is B. C is yes, within the next year. D is no, you don't have a future booking for a cruise. And E is I just got off of a cruise. So answer those questions. We appreciate it. We love the feedback.
Yes, we do.
The
It's great.
question of the day. It's amazing. You guys are doing great. Keep them coming. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
And the subscriber numbers are flying. It's unbelievable. We are well past 20,000. I am blown away. John and I never, ever in a million years could have ever guessed that this vlog would do so well. And we love that you're loving it, and so we're gonna keep going, and hopefully you'll keep loving it. So yesterday
Yeah, you want to go the crazy turnaround day?
Yesterday was quite the day.
Yes.
We had such a crazy day. I hope this video isn't super long because we try to keep them to between 15 and 20 minutes. We haven't been too successful. We've gone to about 25 on the last 2. But so I did some photos and some video clips. To start out, just prior to a couple days before the end of the cruise, you will get a letter in your cabin, and it is for the consecutive cruisers. And it lets you know about a meeting that you're going to have, that it is important that you attend that meeting. Even if you have done other back-to-backs, it's important that you attend that meeting because they typically will give you your transit passes and maybe some additional information. Not every back-to-back is the same. So just because you've done it before, don't think that this process will be the same. It really depends on the port and the circumstances around that particular day. Sometimes there are different circumstances, and the back-to-back process is a little bit different.
And they have raffles, they have giveaways.
And they have a raffle if
And
you
I
attend.
I think every giveaway they have, we already have as a perk. So, yeah.
Well, sometimes they give away a specialty dinner, so that's not a perk we have.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah. Okay, so it's important to attend that meeting. And then you get your transit passes, and that's what these look like. What a transit pass is it tells the people in the port, in the terminal, it tells them that you were already a guest on the ship and that you're doing a back-to-back. So you don't have to go through the entire embarkation and boarding process like you would if it was your first day getting on the ship. And if you want to use the transit pass to go outside, okay, so we get to Fort Lauderdale and you decide that you don't want to stay on the ship for the morning part or the early afternoon part of embarkation, that you'd like to go out into Fort Lauderdale and spend the day. You have to leave the ship prior to 9 o'clock because they need to get a 0 count. I'll explain that. It's a lot of information. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you kind of the basics, and then I'm going to do an entire video on embarkation and turnaround day for a back-to-back because it is a lot of information. So anyway, your transit pass is if you want to get off the ship that day and spend some time out in the port. So it's really good for, like when we go to Europe,
Right.
we almost always use our transit pass and we get off the ship and we go out into the port for the day because it's a place that we've rarely been or never been.
And the process is usually 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah, so when you come back with your transit pass, you would then give that to them in the port, and they know what to do, and they get you back on the ship much quicker. You don't have to go through the whole process.
Right.
So the night before or the morning of, you're going to pack up everything that's loose in your cabin, not hanging in your closet. So anything in the drawers, anything on the dresser tops, the nightstands, in the bathroom, anything that's loose, you're going to pack that up into your suitcase, and you're going to leave your suitcase in your cabin. You're not going to put it out the night before like most people do when they're getting off the ship, because they'll take your suitcase and they'll put it out in the terminal, and then you're going to have a tough time getting it back. Leave all your hanging things. So John and I hang the majority of our clothes anyway. So here's a photo of our clothes hanging. This is the morning of, and here's our suitcases fully packed, and you can see that the cabin is now empty, and it looks like we are disembarking. We leave our cabin by 7:30, 8 o'clock, whatever the time is on the paper that they ask you to leave, just like everybody else. And we typically come to Cafe El Baccio, and here's a picture of Cafe El Baccio in the morning, and these are all the people that are waiting to get off the ship. And we met up with Leah and Robbie to say goodbye, and we had our coffee. And then after we leave Cafe El Baccio, when the majority of the people are off the ship, all of the luggage tags have been called, then typically the meeting place is in Fine Cut when you're in the retreat, or because we're Zenith. Otherwise, the meeting place is sometimes in the theater, sometimes in the club. It varies, so it'll be in your letters where your meeting place is going to be. Once the ship is completely cleared of all of the other passengers that aren't doing a back-to-back, then they walk us off. We go into the terminal. We go through customs. You do your facial recognition. They take your key, your room key, your seatpass card when you tap out. They take that from you, and then they deliver it to you the last day of the cruise, so you get it back. And then after you do the back-to-back, you go through the terminal. They give you your new room key, and then you come back onto the ship. You tap back in. Sometimes they have to take your photo, and then you're back on the ship, and you have a couple of hours to enjoy the ship without the rest of the guests before they get on. It's usually finished with the back-to-back process between 9:30 and 10. I would say 10 o'clock probably most of the time. And then you have until 11 is when they start to embark the new guests, but it takes a while for them to get on. So you usually have about 2 hours where the ship is nice and quiet and almost empty. That didn't happen this time. It was a little bit different. Actually, it was a lot different.
They put us in that refrigerator.
Yes.
Boy, that-
So when you go out of the terminal, when you come off the ship and you go into the terminal, there's a room to the right just before you exit out and go down the escalator to get your luggage. And the room to the right is where they take the back-to-back people, and you wait there until the ship has a 0 count, the ship has been cleared by customs, and we can get back on. And it's usually 15 minutes or less. It was 2 hours, and the room that we were in was absolutely freezing.
Ice cold.
Freezing. I'm rarely cold. Freezing. It was unexpected, so they didn't have this pre-planned.
They really didn't tell us what was going on for a good hour, I would say.
Yeah, I think because it's such a fluid situation that they really didn't know what to tell us or how long it was going to take. So the room that we were in is the other side of the room where you check in to come onto the cruise ship. So we were there so long that the other side of the room was filled with guests that were embarking that day for the first time. So finally, one of the concierges told us that there was a medical emergency. There were 2 people left on the ship, so they couldn't get a 0 count, and they were in a medical emergency, and the people needed to be attended to medically and make sure that they were safe and stable before they could take them off the ship. And then I went out into the hallway and I peeked and I saw that there was 2 people in a wheelchair, and they were there for a while, and then I'm not sure exactly what happened because all of a sudden there were like 6 people, like
Probably
6
the
guests.
family.
And
Right.
I came to the conclusion that I thought it was maybe the family
Right.
coming to pick those people
And a
up.
lot of luggage. Yeah.
And maybe they waited and they let them come into the terminal to help them walk off the ship. Finally, it was after 11.
Yeah, it was
after
late.
11.
It was late.
It was after 11. So finally, we were able to come back onto the ship, and we went to our new cabin, which is a Sky Suite. We're in a Sky Suite for 2 weeks.
But you'll see.
It's lovely.
Yes.
So here's a glimpse of us going into the Sky Suite and showing you around just a little bit. And we let you know, kind of some new things that are in the Sky Suite. After I finished doing that clip, I did do an entire full video tour. So that will be going up sometime.
You also did something about, you showed how we set it up also.
Yes,
So
yes.
second
I did a second
on that.
video of organizational tips. And then we've done some things like that before in some other videos, and not everybody has seen all of our videos. So this is an organizational tip for setting up your Sky Suite or your cabin in general. Things that we do every single cruise.
So the tour, I just finished editing it, and it's uploading, and hopefully sometime this week we'll put it up.
Okay.
Okay, right.
You telling me or you telling them?
I'm telling both of you.
Okay.
Well, you and thousands of other people.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And let's see, so finally we were settled in. We had to do our drill, so we had to go to our muster station. And then we went to Lumine for lunch.
Yes.
It was really lovely. And they have a new menu.
They do.
They do. They have a new menu. And I thought it was really good. I liked it a lot. I got a chicken sandwich, and John, we both ordered the same thing. He didn't really care for it.
I didn't care for
I
it,
thought
but the salad
delicious.
was good.
Yeah, the salad was good. It was a regular garden salad, but it was good.
Nice and
But
fresh.
it's so
delicious.
lovely. So this is our first time in the suite, or in a suite on the Ascent. So we've had access to the retreat. That's one of the questions that people keep asking us from these daily vlogs is, are you in the retreat? I'm a little confused. Because in the first video, when we embarked, we went in through the retreat lounge in the terminal. So it's a benefit of being Zenith. Once you become Zenith, it doesn't matter what type of cabin you're in. You could be in an inside cabin, an ocean view, it doesn't matter. You would do your boarding through the retreat lounge in the terminal, which is really, really nice. Cuts out a lot of time. If there's any kind of a delay, it's a really nice, beautiful, comfortable place to sit. And that's in day 1. If you missed that video, you can go back and look at our whole process of embarking onto the ship for the first day. And the terminal is there, the retreat terminal. So we have full access. So we board through that as Zenith. We also have access to the retreat lounge. And a lot of the retreat benefits, we just aren't supposed to go to the retreat sun deck, which sometimes we do for lunch, and they're fine with that. And we're not really sun or pool people, so that part isn't really an issue. And not Lumine, unless you're actually booked in a retreat cabin. After lunch, what did we do? Oh, we went back to the cabin and...
We did some work.
Oh, so when we got to our cabin, we completely unpacked and settled in. Our luggage was there. I forgot to mention that part. In the embarkation, the back-to-back, stateroom attendant comes and gets all of your stuff. The stateroom attendant for the room that you're in, not the one you're moving to. They come and get all your stuff that's hanging in the closet. They bring a little valet cart and your luggage, and they bring everything over to your new cabin. Hang your clothes in your closet and put your luggage there. So we unpacked, settled in, did all of our organizational stuff. Then we went to lunch. After lunch, what did we do?
Did we do some editing in our room?
We did.
Right.
We did.
Right.
So we were delayed in doing the editing of the video from the night before because it was the last night of the cruise and we had to pack. So John said, just go to sleep and you can edit it in the morning. Well, we didn't know that embarkation turnaround day was going to take so long. So we were a little bit delayed in putting up yesterday's video. And that's going to happen. We're just being completely transparent with you and telling you about every single thing that we are doing. Whether it's, we're editing late or whatever it is, or like today, doing the video today instead of last night.
We spent the night in the casino. We came back, had room service, and I think we have some pictures of that.
Yes.
Yeah,
So after we finished doing some editing, then we came down to Cafe El Baccio, and we really don't have any friends with us this cruise. There's a couple of people that we know that we are becoming friends with, that we will be spending some time with, but for the most part, it's just the two of us for these 2 weeks.
And there's other people that have come up to us also, like they usually do.
Right, but I'm talking about as far as spending time with people.
Right.
Yeah, so Janice, a lovely woman that we're becoming friends with, and she introduced us to two of her friends, Sherry and Saul.
Right.
And we found out that Saul's birthday is on the 27th, and John's is his untechnical birthday this year is on the 28th.
Right.
So we're going to, I think the 5 of us are going to go to lunch at the bistro to celebrate their lunches.
I think so, right.
To celebrate their lunches, to celebrate their birthdays. So I think we're going to do that, and then we'll see. We don't really have anything planned.
And there was a couple we met previously that brought me a birthday card.
Yes. Marie and Al?
I think so. I refer to him as Steve Buscemi's cousin.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said Buscemi.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, Steve Buscemi is his cousin, and I'm pretty sure it's Al.
I think so.
And Marie.
Nice guy. Nice
really
woman,
nice
too.
couple. We met them a couple years ago on the Equinox, and very sweet.
Yeah.
So we suggested to them that maybe we get together and spend some time at Cafe El Baccio together, chatting and just getting to know them. Well, you guys know us, and we like to get to know you too. So if you ever see us on a cruise, please come say hi. And then, so we did some editing. We came to Cafe El Baccio. We had a coffee. We took our stuff up and we went to the casino, and we stayed in the casino. We got into the casino at like 5 o'clock.
Right.
And then we stayed in there till 12:30, so we played for 7.5 hours, which was crazy. Then we went back to the room and we ordered room service, and here's the picture of the room service that we ordered. So everything that we ordered, except for the glass of wine, is on the regular. Well, let me rephrase that. Anybody can order these things from room service.
Right.
The spaghetti bolognese is not on the menu. You can order it. Anybody can order it. So that's one of the other benefits we get as Zenith, is there's no charge for the room service, ever.
And we went to bed.
We ate dinner, we watched some TV.
Yes, we did.
And we don't like eating that late, but we were both starving. And it was really, really good. It was delicious. And that did it for day 8.
Yes.
It was a long day. We got up at 6:30 and we went to sleep about 1:30. So it was a really long day for us. And that does it for day 8.
Right.
And later tonight, we will record day 9. And we'll put that up tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for watching. You know the drill. If you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe below this video. Turn on the notification bell. That will let you know of any new videos that we post. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. It helps us out so much. Don't forget to answer the question of the day. If you don't want to answer the question of the day, or you have a question that you'd like to ask us, anything that you'd like to say, anything you'd like to share, any tips that you have, we love information, so please feel free to share with us.
We really like it when you answer the question, people usually add stuff to it,
Yes.
which is great.
Yes,
You know,
it's awesome.
and the
Keeping
interact-
John super busy
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's responding to the majority of the questions. We read them, but he's answering the majority of them. So,
So a
it's
lot of
keeping him
people,
very, very busy.
a lot of people say Joyce, but it's really me.
Yeah,
You know,
it always was me.
Yeah, right.
It was me until about 4 months ago or so. John took it over because
It was just a lot.
I have a lot to do otherwise. Okay, guys, that does it for day 8.
8, yes.
We appreciate your support.
Let us know if you like the different background, because we could.
Yeah, what do you think of this?
Yeah, we could do it in different parts of the ship.
Yeah, we're concerned about the music and the background sound, but we did a little test and it seems like the volume was okay for us. So thank you so much for all your wonderful support. We appreciate you so very much. And as always, we hope you have a wonderful day.